Hey guys, welcome to Game 3 of PhoenixFeather vs Bonooru.
Yo!
It's time to get hyped.
I'm always hyped for some RTA, man.
I don't know, they can still spin the wheel. No, but I guess...
it's still an option for those guys. That can
no,
be...
but Bono just picked RTA.
Ah! That's fine. We already see one upset in RTA, so who knows?
And PF says he picks all Skulltulas.
Nice try. Which category did he pick though?
None yet. I would assume he will go for Noram.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Do you think Bono know how to do all dungeon optimize? Like,
I don't know. I have to crop.
hey Chad.
Yeah, we're doing Noam.
Alright.
So let me crop him. What the heck?
So alright, take your time. No stress.
I'll just transition and then crop afterwards so we don't miss the start of the match.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what the heck? All cows?
How cows?
That must be a joke, right?
Yeah. It'd be crazy if it both no. Try they do a gentleman agreement. They do Alka and the one that we just.
I mean, there are some categories where you can actually do a gentleman agreement, even if you admins don't want to. Like if we say we do glitchless and just call it all dungeons, who cares, no?
Yeah.
Still be all dungeons.
Talking about a little bit more about RTA, like the way we made it, it's not like super interesting. Like if one player is super good in RTA and the other one like just want to get it over. It's more interesting when like both player like no RTA, like both player like bingo, but they don't really use any RTA, and they just want like backstabbing and taking the RTA. That's when it's get interesting for me.
That is actually pretty cool.
Like, could you see like let's say like Exodus against Stub and it's RTA or something like that, like something crazy?
That would be a nice watch, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably won't happen, but
well, it might not happen for the first rounds, but if you think about it, like in the very last one, they have to do 5 match, right? So it might happen in those races.
yeah,
Best of 3.
that is true.
It is also an interesting match tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that is actually true. Juke versus RTA will be at, I think it's 6 AM in America, but here in Europe it's at noon. Both players from Europe, so that's not a problem for those guys. So yeah, we will start soon. Countdown started already. And off we go. Some Noam wrong action.
Alright.
Wait, is the stream so far behind? Holy shit.
Yeah, one is left behind.
Interesting. Okay. So I already prepared the battle mode. Like this is the second time I'm restreaming like an RTA race. And both times I read correctly what would happen and prepared Noam. Let's go.
Yeah. Well done.
I
No
can-
MST, right? Yeah. We had one all dungeon race and one. No, I'm in one warp. So we're just missing the MST. Then we.
Yes, we haven't seen MST, and we also haven't seen any bingos yet, which is kind of cool.
True.
I guess.
But I was talking about the fact that there was no bingo. What's your opinion about it? Like, I know what I think I know why it's happening. Like that nobody pick it. What do you think?
Yeah, so like, what the hell, like to joke how Countdown is Battlefield here? I kind of think, especially if you have a matchup where players at least did a few bingos, bingo is probably kind of Final Destination there. And so if you aren't like favorite in the match, like I was against top, then you kind of need gimmicks to win. So you just don't go for it.
Yeah, it's for sure. If you take bingo, since it's like the one thing that everyone run, like you really feel like you know if the player is better than you, so you won't go for it. Like it was what we were talking about. Like you might have like one change to win, like one chain of winning to 100, but if you do like something else, you might have better odds.
Yeah.
So
I think, for example, that probably if I would have won the draft today, that we probably would have ended up playing a bingo in game 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just probably that that we will see bingo more as a counter pick. It's like kind of the final showdown.
Yeah, and in this series, Phoenix versus Bonooru, I think the one big like thing that hurt Phoenix is that losing the first match.
Yes.
Like, especially playing against someone that's so good in RTA. Like if you lose your first match and you never did RTA, you know that you're gonna go there and like just get crushed most of the time. But we'll see. Like it's still like bad thing can happen for Bonooru. And Phoenix can also play good, so we'll see what they have.
Yes.
And also, Phoenix had the time to practice, right? So he had a couple of days, so maybe made sure to at least understand the route.
And also, it's not like he would have never done RTA, so he did do a few runs. It's not as much as Bono, obviously, but he does have his experience there.
Talking about like the one, like the general route, and like I know that ball skip is one of the big stuff. Like, is there any other like trick that are kind of hard, or it's really like mostly boat skip and spirit over?
Well, these are the big tricks, I guess, but Noam has the unique property that it gets Zelda's Lullaby. Well, it's not kind of unique, MST does that as well. But MST also has more choose. But in Noam Wrong, you can just say, I don't do boat skip, I don't do Spirit Hover, and do the dungeons normally.
Right.
It does lose time, obviously. But as we have seen in Chris vs. Hyperion, you don't have to do boat skip to win.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm starting to understand a little bit more the reason for the Iron one more pick make more sense to me. Because compared to all dungeon, where like I feel like it's more free fall, like if you don't know the route, then you're gonna lose some time, like because it's way harder to route something really good.
Exactly. All dungeons is not very forgiving. I don't know any route that is really easy. Like back in the day, it was way harder than it is now. But still, I mean, I don't really know much about the N64 route, which is fastest now, since they murdered the category kappa. But back in the day, to skip Zelda's Lullaby, you had to do the wrong warp from Goma's room to Bongo's room.
Okay.
But boat skip made that way easier, so you can just do Ganondorf in the end, and you don't have to do 1080, so from Fire Temple to Ganon's castle.
Okay, yeah. Screw 1080.
Yeah, and then if you skip Ganon, obviously on N64 or now even on VC, that is not a thing anyway.
I had another question for you. There's like those three category are we take those because they were the one that was more popular. We're kind of joking before, like, oh, Alcal, it might be that, like, but like from the runner perspective, like if there was one category of RTA, what will you be like? They're not in the three one that we choose.
So you mean additionally to those three, or
Yeah, what like because we said like to put listless or stuff like that, but
glitchless is
it's
too long. Like
yeah.
yeah, you have to see. You schedule the match, and if glitchless is a possibility, you have to like plan to have 5 hours for every game, unless categories is already off the board. So you can't really do that. What else? The wrong mob is. I don't really see that because that's maybe a bit too short. It also has to be something that you can YOLO, basically.
Like there's a couple of stuff like we could have done, but really we really wanted to make like the most popular categories. But I'm really interesting because we're not sure. We're still not sure about like all the RTA is strong, because if you do RTA and your opponent like didn't do anything, like you're in big league. But so far it's been like really good matches, so we're happy with it. But yeah.
Something that might be interesting is maybe Child Dungeons as adult.
Well, yeah, that could be
that has a cool route, and now I guess everyone knows Java's adult and X-Equip now, so that should be something. Even if you don't know the route, you can just YOLO it. Like that's the point about these three categories. They aren't like 40 minutes long optimally, but it's like even if you don't know the route, you can just with general game knowledge just do this. But if you had like a weird category like all medallions, you might not know how to do FW wrong morph. So if you had like any other category basically which just has a handful of runners, you might not know the strats. That's something you want to avoid.
Yeah. And we also have the wheel, like spin the wheel for the weird category and weird stuff. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in, like, I hope after the playoffs are over that you will reveal the list of everything that was possible. But we'll see.
We'll see. I don't think there's nothing. Yeah, we're probably gonna be able to show that off.
I think when the battle mode was revealed, What the Hell suggested it might be something like what is it called? Nocturnal RBA.
Yeah.
That's also something that you can just do. But I feel like that might also be a little bit too short still. I don't know. I mean, it's probably comparable with Child Dungeons as adult, but
I think like talking about shirt race, we didn't want like an 80% race, but it's still fine to have like shorter race kind of type, because it's still like it's still a race like in general, even if the time is shorter. Like if we say like the race like with 1 hour range are good, like we didn't put the time as a restriction for the general race. We mostly like what we mostly want is the race that you can YOLO, and you race that you can also like just try to finish it without knowing the general route.
Yeah, that's a good approach. But still, I think MST is definitely the upper limit for time that you should have. Like even now, it's like MST is maybe, if you are decent, not that much longer than a draft, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's like the maximum time you would plan for a match, like 2.5 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
With setting up and so on.
It looked like Bono is having a little lead right now.
Yes, PF struggle a bit with the Ocarina dive.
Yeah. Nothing major yet. It's also that for the RTA, like it's just the feeling of doing something that you know how to do, like like when I do bingo, since I don't know all the goal yet, like you don't feel comfortable to do something that you're not quite sure what is right to do. But if you do a couple of rounds of like this category, then you're just like super confident.
Yes, but I think, especially here in No I'm Wrong Warp, it's not that bad because there's everything is basically standard.
Yeah.
Boat skip does save a bunch of time, and you don't have like a huge amount of choose to do Spirit Hover, so these are the 2 key points.
I
So
think
it basically depends on whether you are comfortable doing Spirit Hover with like basically like, I don't know, 3 choose or something. If you do boat skip with the optimal VC route, you have I think 2 choose now. So if you are consistent at that, that's good. If not, you're gonna lose some time. That's kind of rough. But still, like you can, for example, choose to do what Hyperion did. Skip boat skip, then you have like 5 choose left. Yeah. And you can even get GTD choose, so then you have 10 and you can comfortably Spirit Hover. You can also do it the other way around, like boat skip and skip Spirit Hover if you want to. It's basically a little trade-off there.
Yeah, I really like it what the RPN did with when you run it, like having a bingo route with the goals in this chat. Like it's kind of stupid, but it might be just like having the feeling of doing a bingo. So Bonooru just using 1 chew. If you got it, that's kind of important for what we just talked about. Making sure you don't waste any chews.
Bono YOLOing the guards there in a race, holy shit, and he gets it.
Nice. So by YOLOing you mean like just having a perfect input, or it just didn't like really care about the...
I don't know, like that this can be a sign. So I always say that the mindset you have to do a race and the mindset you have to do RTA is completely different. Like if you get bad guard RNG in the beginning, then you might want to throw that run away anyway, and then you can just YOLO the rest, and if you get it, well, just continue.
Yeah, that's right.
So that might be a sign maybe that he is really like in the RTA mindset right now. That can be dangerous.
Yeah.
So for example, we saw when Chris raced Hyperion, he failed boat skip, but he did the safety save after fighting Dead Hand, so he didn't lose that much time. And that is what you need in a race. Do safety saves before critical parts and go safe when you can lose a run to RNG. Like in that case, when you side hop there, if you're not a computer, that's basically gambling, in my opinion.
Okay.
But he got it, so he's right.
Yeah, he got it, but I still understood what you mean, especially that PhoenixFeather, like right now he's right behind him, like maybe a couple of seconds, but
yes, exactly.
Any mistake in PhoenixFeather is in lead, so...
So this is definitely something you want to avoid. If you are in a race, then play accordingly and just YOLO. For example, also, I think in my first race versus Top, I also did... No, wait, was it that one? I think it was in a bingo. I did like stick escape, and so how the setup works is you can either do 1 or 2 ESS turns. But if you do 2 ESS turns and you fail it, then you have the risk that you can break the stick. So I just set it up again, and if I was in a run, I would just go for it. And if the stick breaks, I just reset. But in a race, I need that stick. So I just set it up again. And that's something that you... I mean, even if you don't want to, but you have to go for that in races.
Yeah, I totally understand what you mean. Wasting any choose, like, just make the run like completely different if you didn't save.
I mean, as long as it works out, it's fine.
Yeah, of course. And I think, like Juge said, it's only 1 frame perfect there because I think the guard doesn't see you when you're at the very back or something.
Yeah, but if you fail that one... And also, sometimes you get trolled, and then after the transition you get caught.
Oh.
And to side over there, that's really hard, because the timing is different, so...
Yeah.
Like, I don't agree with doing that in a race.
Alright, so Chow Chiction is done there. Gonna buy a shield. It's more that couples again that Phoenix behind thinking you lose some time with the guards.
And now PF has to do CL cutscene skip again.
Oh, that's right.
And he gets it, of course. That was a rare mistake when he failed this in game 1.
Yeah. It's kind of a trick that you, like, when you get used to it, it's super hard to fail, I guess. You have to get unlucky. Or the playoff stress, one of the two.
Yeah, I mean, it can just happen that you don't release target in time.
Yeah.
Like, what happened to me is you can somehow backflip without targeting. Like, you release target and right after you backflip. And that's really easy if you buffer it, but it's super hard to do unbuffered. And I failed ZL cutscene skip 3 times in a row because I did 3 of those untargeted backflips in a row. So I lost 3 chews there, and that was really bad. It was a really good bingo roll, and I lost it to that.
So did Phoenix buy a shield, or... I don't think you have his alien shield, right?
He doesn't.
Okay.
I don't think that is a problem in this category. Pretty sure it's probably at least even to get it in Graveyard as adult. On English it's probably faster to just get the chest.
Yeah. Okay. Was just wondering, because I know that Bonooru just had the perfect amount of rupees.
Yeah, so the reason why players want to buy the shield is usually that they want to RBA right at the start of adult. Right. But that's not allowed here in Noam Wrong Warp.
Alright, cutscenes.
So yeah, I would say getting Graveyard Shield is probably the better option on English. And on Japanese it's probably a little bit slower if you have to get ZL anyway, so you get right by the crate for 20 extra rupees.
Okay, yeah. Do you think PhoenixFeather is gonna PB tonight?
He might be. His PB is, I think, a 127. I just looked it up.
Oh, okay.
I should have said I knew that. So it is possible. I think Hyperion, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he got a 126. So it's possible to do this with safe strats, so he can PB, I guess.
Yeah.
But Bono, let me see what his PB is.
He stopped his timer, but I don't know why. What happened?
So yeah, Bono's PB is a 117, so it's 10 minutes faster. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the French boat skip power.
Yes, PF's PB is like 5 years old or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this checker is really like when both players are doing RTA or when both players don't do RTA. That's when they're more. It's more like more interesting. But it's still fine. It's still really fun when we see some upset. Like,
yes, I mean you don't want any player to fail, of course, but
what I'm trying to say, it's less word that people are like joking about. I feel like it's still interesting to watch.
Yeah.
I had to say it now. Let's watch the chat reaction to this. We also already know the first loser bracket. Like first part, it's you against Chris.
yes,
so what do you think
true.
about that?
It's not easy. I think either one can win.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have the higher seed there, which like is probably a bit lucky, but I take it. I do expect to see a RTA counterpick by Chris as well.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, especially after that didn't work out in this first round, but I still think it's the most likely thing to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like, I don't know if any one of us wants to go for a bingo in game one, because that's just... I mean, for us, we are probably more balanced than like other matchups that could happen, that could add up doing a bingo. So it might be kind of neutral for us, a bingo, I don't know.
Also, interesting enough, I saw that Chris was like doing every mode. Like he did a lot of practice at the other mode that he didn't. I don't think he did that often. So I saw him do it like a short blackout, and I saw him doing like a countdown. So he's really trying to.
Yes, and I'm really expecting a fun match to play. Even if I end up having to do RTA, will be a category I've never done before, probably more or less YOLO'd. And I didn't spoil anything because I haven't done any of the 3 possible categories. Maybe we can gentleman to do bug limit, so that I would be up for that. Yeah. And apart from that, I don't really know.
Maybe the category is in spin the wheel. Maybe.
It's
It's
probably a tiny bit too long and a tiny bit too hard. But I mean, you can just do glitchless and just lose like 20 minutes or whatever.
Alright. So they grab the hook shot, then Phoenix gonna grab his shield here. Anything else they're gonna do in this region? Like, that's like one thing that it's kind of hard for me when I like start playing this game. When I go straight adult, I feel like there's multiple way that that you can do this, but there's one optimal way to do it. You understand what I mean? Like I was doing a team race with PBJ and told me why are you not RBA right away or stuff like that.
Yeah, there are always like standard routes you can do. It depends. Like in bingos, you have like the 3 options. Like either you got child choose and went adult,
Yeah.
or you went adult without explosives but got a bottle. Then you can start you will start RBA right away, and then you have the option. Like if you need CL, you RBA until Saw. If you don't need CL, you just RBA until Kujiro and go on from there.
Mm-hmm.
So these are like standard openings. It's not always the case that you do that. Like you don't always go to keg first. Like it can be good to grab the bottle in Lake Hylia instead.
Yeah.
But in most cases, that's the kind of stuff you do. And if you get child choose, then you can skip RBA altogether if you want, or just RBA more choose.
Okay, yeah.
So that's kind of the thing about bingos and other non-RTA races. You have routes for like subsets of different categories, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like if you have a goal, I don't know, 5 skulls in Spirit Temple, you know how to do these skulls. And you don't have to think about which one do I get first, you just do it.
Yeah.
So you just have to decide how to do your preparation, when do you do which goal. And I think No I Am Wrong Warp is kinda similar to that, in that, like, you have to do Spirit and Shadow, and you have to get Bow. So what you do is, standard route, you got Child Explosives, so you go to Shadow, you do Shadow, then you go to DC, get Legit Bombs. Then you know you have to go to Forest at some point, so you get Minuet, and then it basically doesn't matter if you go to Forest first or to Spirit first. Optimally, it's a tiny bit faster to do Spirit first, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think you wouldn't lose much time if you do Forest first. So that's like, it's still kind of similar to Bingo in my opinion, just you can't do RBA.
Alright. Coming to the interesting part, do you think Bonooru is gonna bot skip?
Yeah, he does.
Look like it.
I mean, there's no way that he wouldn't do that.
What about PhoenixFeather?
I'm about 90% sure you will do that as well.
Alright, nice.
We'll see.
Surprising enough, those kind of player that doesn't really do it in the US this season. Most season. Let's see if you can get it.
I think I did it twice actually during the season. For reasons. The main reason why I would do boat skip is just so that I don't have to get Child CL, because that sucks.
Yes, yeah. Well, what I'll try to make the race is that you don't need to do it.
Well, sniping would have gotten it anyway, so you never know what players go for.
Yeah, that's right. Season one was crazy for this reason. I think sniping always got, like, it was crazy. It looked like Bonooru is inside already.
So yeah, we see PF going for it as well.
That was super solid by Bonooru though. See if PF can do it.
Oh, that was actually a close one. I think he almost targeted the Chu there. I'm not sure how lenient that is. And I mean, you would expect him to have to like do some extra buffers here.
Yeah,
that's just how it is. But again, this is also not a bad thing to do in a race.
Yeah.
I mean, Bono is probably that practiced in boat skip that he really doesn't need to do these extra pauses. Now PF seems to have lost track of his position there.
Yeah, he felt it.
Dang. Am I behind again?
If you're VF, do you go see the Bonooru stream and you're just like, do you think you have the stream open? That's another question I like to ask. Like, do you think PF have the Bonooru stream open?
I don't know PF that well to answer that.
I personally, I don't like this. Like,
I wouldn't open the stream either. Like, at no point in no kind of race, I think.
Yeah.
I have to think about it. Like, I mean, in short lockout, it's a no-go anyway. Yeah. I think in a draft, like during the picking phase as well. After that, it doesn't matter anyway because you're doing different things. And then, like here in RTA, this is like, if you like it, then go for it. Why not? I think Runner Guy said he would totally do that, and that seems to be the kind of stuff he does.
Yeah.
Also, I have to point out PF pulling the truth spinner in the wrong direction, because actually if he would have pulled it the other way around, he would have gotten first try, and to get first try on that side is actually way more likely than on the other one.
Yeah.
For some reason it's the case. I don't know why. I am kind of surprised that he opts to not try boat skip again, but I mean, it's not a bad choice, maybe, just for...
I'm more thinking he's probably saying, like, okay, I failed it, like, maybe he had it first try, so the only real way that I could win is just because, like, he keep failing it or something like that. Let me just get it done, and...
Yeah. And he can just, like... think he just wants more choose for Spirit Hunter, maybe.
Yeah, that's another thing.
So yeah, we saw Chris. He got boat skip, but then he failed the quick wheel on Bongo and died.
Yeah.
He went for boat skip again right away and like wasn't really bothered by it. That was pretty good play at that point, in my opinion. Like it's don't see that every time in a race. Fail a big trick, but play on as if nothing would have happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, not going for boat skip again is maybe even just a way to like prevent Salt from starting. Even if you don't get bothered right now, you just say, if I fail it again, then I would get really pissed. So let's just not try it.
Yeah, it's a mentality stuff. Like, it's like in doubles. Like when you know that you're gonna lose the match, but you are already thinking about like everything else. Sadly for Phoenix right now, there's no other thing to think about.
Yeah.
Like, so let's just get over it and try to still have some honor.
And I mean, if you are in a race, you always assume that your opponent like does everything really well. Like, if you're getting something really fast, then like you assume your opponent gets that fast as well. If you fail something, you assume your opponent will totally get it first try.
Mm-hmm. Well, the RPN versus Great match, I don't know who was saying that, but was saying that like RPN had nothing to lose in this match and like Chris had everything to lose just because like we knew who was the favorite, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of true. It's just to a degree. At the end, it's still a race, so there's so much that can happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Bonooru.
Yeah, so
Heading.
exactly. Like that's also like a standard route that you do in many categories, many bingos. After Shadow, you go to DC, grab bombs.
So magic first, then you go to Lostwood and go grab Minuet. Is that the strat here?
Ah, yes, exactly.
Okay. Or you feel like so far, but we really play very well. So
Yes, it's kind of expected. He's a very good, very good RTA runner.
But that's like it's come back to what we were talking about. Like, you see people like really play well, but in RTA you also see people making a lot of mistakes and then having the good run that everything went well. Like they don't always get the PB right. Like,
yes, that is true. Yeah.
So right now, like I think you really played well.
But there are also very small things, like the way he climbed up Death Mountain. That was really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Where he bombed the rock and got the angle before that to jump up, like to grab the ledge there, and like little stuff like that adds up over the course of a run.
Yeah.
And that is something that you just won't make up during a race.
Phoenix trying to cheer up Phoenix. This job, pretty cool. Asking the good question.
So yeah, yeah. Now Phoenix obviously pretty far behind here.
Yeah. Like, let's say that Bonooru fell a bit over. Like, I don't even think it's like I don't see the way that Phoenix could catch him really.
I mean, failing Spirit Hover is something that can just happen. It's not that likely, but you can just get sniped by the Gwei. Like,
yeah,
it can happen.
What's super scary about Spirit Hover, right? Is the place that you can save, right? Like,
yeah, basically, it's not really an issue if you have Choose, because that's super easy compared to these bomb hovers. Just because 2 hours are that much faster, you don't have to worry about the Gwei at all. And also, there isn't like really, like, it's muscle memory. For bomb hovers, you have to learn the timing. It's not that bad, but it's still significantly harder than than 2 hovers.
Yeah, but then like in the race in general, like since you cannot enter Spirit to save, because after that you cannot leave without watching require, like that's what's tricky, right?
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Like there's no safety save possible. You can save in Gerudo Fortress, which is a detour by itself,
Shout out to Glass Cannon.
Oh my god, I had to
That was a
reset
pretty
there
good-
so often. Holy shit.
That's a pretty safe bet.
I was so bad at that time. Like I wasn't consistent with gate skip at all, and then I kept dying to this stupid levers. Holy shit!
That's funny because when nowadays, like when I watch people traversing the desert, no one get hit by lever. I feel like they all have those cool strats to dodge at them.
Yeah, I know how to dodge them now. at least, like I have the strat for Colossus. I failed it for 1 hour and then I thought of it. Like when you enter Colossus, you get this cutscene, right?
Yeah.
Where you see the area. And during that cutscene, time passes and so on. Enemies move and so on. And if you stand in sand, when time passes, you sink in a little bit, and then you walk slower at the beginning.
Yeah.
So what I did is I watched that cutscene and walked right back out again before they could catch me. And then I entered again, then the cutscene was gone and I could move fast. And that worked.
That's nice to know, actually. I think Glass Cannon is one of those where that's really split it into kind of people. So funny. Right, finish getting the bombs. Still magics. And Minuet.
Yeah, and Bono actually now on his way to Spirit Hover. So he has 11 bombs and I think 2 chews.
Yeah.
That is kind of
That's
tight actually. So let's think.
Very small mistake from Bonooru.
Yeah, like
That's
he
about
can.
it.
It won't be an issue, I would assume.
Yeah, I don't think.
But I think if
Did
he
you-
fails the super slide once, then he might have to farm bombs. We'll see.
Okay. But like, I didn't see him waste any chew, right? So I don't think there's a way that you could get less chew at that.
Yeah, if you do optimal strats, then you have 2 chews here.
Okay.
Like back in the day, you only had 1 chew before hookshot jump became a thing. And you actually you have to remember, for a Spirit Hover you have to turn around, so you have to untarget your camera with a chew.
Yeah.
So
Nice save here, by the way.
yeah,
Nice
if you
save.
if you
Yeah.
fail that, then that's really bad.
You were saying? Hey guys, nobody talk about rupees.
Rupees are cool.
It's what the opinion about it. Nobody talk about this race.
I have to say, I got so lucky during that race. Like, for some reason. So, usually, when you RBA your bombs,
Yeah.
you don't have to RBA the Pocket Kako at all.
Yeah.
I usually just RBA it and get the gold scale, because I'm used to it, and sometimes it's useful. Like if you go to Zora's Domain, you can just dive in Kokiri in Lost Woods and so on.
Yeah.
If you do water, well, you usually don't really need gold scale, but it can be useful at some point. So in that race, for some reason, I decided to RBA Black Gauntlets instead, like randomly. And
Okay.
then it turned out that one of the gold rupee chests is behind the silver gauntlets block in GTG.
Yeah.
So I got this. And then later on, I did back in time there and went to bottom of the well for the other gold rupee chest there.
Yeah.
And then safe warped out, right? And I randomly remembered to wait for the rupee counter to go up. I don't even know why, but I like. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't talk.
And I'm pretty sure it was before the first people complained about it.
Phoenix.
So yeah.
Bonooru get the. Yeah, let's watch the race since Bonooru is doing it. Split over.
Yeah, he used his juice, unlocked his camera. No problem there.
Killing the game with style.
Yeah, you have to be very careful about that. If you do bomb hovers, then the Gwei will come at some point. If you do Chu hovers, then you usually are fast enough to just avoid him altogether.
Ooh!
Spoiler.
Ooh! Something happened, guys.
Something happened. Ooh, that is bad. That is a big mistake, but he's still ahead by far. So he has to do normal Spirit Temple now. He basically has no other. And he faced the Super Slide.
Need bombs right now. You don't have bomb.
That is not a problem. You can just farm these armors, and if you
if you don't go down there. Wait, you save warp?
Yes, yeah, because you can't re-enter.
You still need to get bombs, right? That's
really bad. But he's still so far ahead. I mean, it brings PF closer again, but I think he should still be ahead.
See what happened. Okay, so 1 bombs. Guess he's going. You get enough with 5 bomb, right?
Yeah, you can just farm again at some point.
Okay. So let's say that PhoenixFeather gets split over, like how far he is from Bonooru? A couple of minutes behind, right?
Yeah, I assume he's still pretty far behind.
Can also see that Bonooru is getting a little more stressed right now. Like I'm seeing his voice, like his face right on camera, like he didn't really like what happened there.
Yeah, it's the question. Does he watch PF stream? Does he know that PF is so far behind?
I don't feel like he's watching right now.
But even if not, his chat probably knows, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna refresh.
Yeah, and he has like 30 viewers, so... Like, I couldn't probably even read that chat if I wanted, but if you could spy there... I mean, I can read it, but I don't understand anything.
I can't, so... Mark was in this chat, helping him, giving the French luck.
Yeah, and Bonooru is just making his way through Spirit to the Iron Knuckle.
So let's say that Phoenix didn't win for like bolt skip. Like that, the race would have been like.
Super, yeah, if he wouldn't have went for bolt skip and got Spirit Hover, then they might be like.
Because I feel like now maybe that the other player that's watching and they're stuck like doing RTA, like maybe they're gonna pick the saver strat, like. Oh, that's kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's like the runner guy strat. You watch the other stream, and if you're ahead, you just go safe. If you're behind, you go try hard.
Yeah. And if it's impossible to win, you just go fishing. I like to say.
Yeah, or you finish your race with 1080. Who knows?
Do you need bombs anywhere else in after that?
Yeah, you need a couple of bombs. You need bombs here in Spirit Temple for the boss key skip. He probably. Oh my god, he died.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah,
he died.
I had special delay because I was drinking a bit of water.
Yeah.
This is really bad
man.
now. So if PF nails the Spirit Tower, then he might actually be ahead here. So do you need bombs? Yes, you do. You need bombs for the boss key skip that Bono will probably go for.
Okay.
You need bombs for trial skip. You need bombs for the void warp, and then to super side into the Ganon cutscene.
I'm guessing the best place to farm it is just the room before the mirror shield.
Exactly.
Okay.
You fill up on bombs there. Like you want. I guess you can probably go with 15. Most people like. I usually see people filling up their bomb bag completely there.
Oh, there's this bot also.
Yeah, that part is guaranteed.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, you need this bomb to to kill the Beamos.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's right. Nice. If you forget about it, it will have been stuck, right? Yeah.
That's actually true. Like if you get stuck in that room and you don't have bombs, that's so stupid. I don't like from the top of my head. I can't think about any other place where you would get stuck if you don't have like ammo. Now PF.
Yeah.
Can he pull it off? No, dude, I'm buffering. Holy shit. In the middle of Spirit Tower, I'm buffering, and no, I don't know. I think he did one hover in between the loads right there.
Yeah, I'm watching it.
He's almost up. I think he should do one more. Nah, this is enough. This should work. Yes, it does.
Oof, it's super close.
Oh my god, that looked so sketchy. That hookshot pull was pretty weird. Maybe it's just because I don't do it. And he doesn't go into the Iron Knuckle room. I don't like that. Please go in.
Okay, so it's now a race, I guess.
It is. It is. I should reload Bono as well, I guess. He wasn't that far behind.
I feel like now, like it's really less RTA, kind of like.
Well, Bono is still ahead.
Yeah.
By a minute or so. But yeah. It's got much closer again.
Yeah, that's true. There's still the Spirit bus kick skip, I guess.
Yeah, and Bono goes for it. He basically has to get it first try. Oh no, he doesn't go for it. What is he doing?
Grabbing the.
Oh, he's grabbing the bombs. Okay, that's a good call.
Yeah.
You can do that instead of farming the armors. That's not. Yeah, true. The Bing Bros chest. Okay, so now he doesn't have to get it first try, I guess. Now he has more bombs.
Only one drop for Phoenix there.
Dang. Oh, there's another one.
Okay. Yeah, Lucas is in it.
So now this is way more open. stuff can happen in Ganon's castle, stuff can happen in Twin Rover.
True.
So this is not an auto win for Bonooru.
Do you think he's gonna go for the cutscene skip here?
Let me see. If he has enough health, then I would say yes.
PFs is grabbing the key. Okay.
Yeah, that is expected. The boss key skip here does not save that much time.
Okay.
So if you want to save time with that, you have to be pretty good at it.
Okay, like perfect. Like just the buffing part of that, like.
Yeah, if you have to buffer the ledge clip, if you have to do 10 pauses there and then you have to do 10 pauses again for the super slide, then you lose time. Like it's.
Gotcha.
I think it's even less than Shadow BK skip, which is already not that much.
That's the first thing I saw this setup for this cutscene skip.
That looked weird.
Yeah. But he got it. That's what it's the important part for him.
So let's see how Twin Rover goes. RNG hell.
Yeah.
And PF right behind fighting Bonooru Knuckle.
It's sure closer than we expected.
So we have official timings by the referee. Bono is 1.5 minutes ahead.
Ooh, okay.
And obviously, I didn't mention it, but the boss key skip here is also... It's not required in No I'm Wrong Warp, but if you do all dungeons you have to do it. Because you don't have CL and you need CL to get the boss key.
Ooh, that's interesting for
Well,
actually.
You can RBA light arrows, but that is not that fast. Like even in all dungeons you could gim the light arrows and RBA them.
Yeah.
But that's still super slow. Like compared to just... Like even if you do a slower boss key skip.
Ooh, okay. Got it. Snipe. Look for like a good fight so far for Bono. Gun build strats.
By the way, you should go watch Hyperion's video on the Bonooru cutscene skip on PAL.
Okay.
That's like the stupidest thing in OOT. When you do that on PAL, the door won't open.
RPN, oh really? The door, okay, then. That's RPN channel, like, I was looking in it, like, there's a couple of videos, and then there's like the strats, like, for pushing the block, I was trying it, then, oh, it's PAL version, like, oh. It's always like that.
You have to be very careful there.
Yeah.
But every once in a while I watch random videos on various channels.
Yeah, some people do have like real cool stuff that they do.
Just go through Exo's videos, like there's so much shit. Like there's this strat where you can get ice arrows with 2 keys, which was found like 2 months before Weird Shot.
Yeah.
So that was used for 2 months, and no one knows it anymore. But it's a really cool strat.
Yeah, there's a couple of really interesting stuff for sure. I really like Dub Channel also. I feel like the stuff that you do there are so random most of the time, but that's what make it so cool.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll play a good fight for. Well, it's not over for Phoenix, but should not have any problem.
So now again, it's just a tiny bit slower to do forest before you do before you watch the light arrow cutscene, just because it saves like a little bit, and like it's not really overworld movement, but like one save warp basically.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. But that is what we will see next.
Yeah. That's the problem with the Trinova. Damn, so long. Keep talking.
Yeah, and this right there is the reason why NoIM is kind of a good category to race, because even if you fail stuff like the Spirit Hover and so on, no matter what happens, you can finish. Because you can just you do Spirit normally. If you don't have bombs, you can farm bombs in there. Like it's not a huge deal.
It's really depend on how risky you want to be, I guess.
Yeah. So, yeah, the reason we go to Forest Sample in this category is because you need a quiver to be able to shoot arrows.
Yeah.
You don't actually need the bow to shoot arrows. If you have light arrows or like any other magic arrow, you can just use that as a normal bow. But you have to somehow acquire a quiver, and if you don't do item manipulation, which is banned in this category, you have to actually open the bow chest here in Forest. So you just go there, get the bow, and leave again.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Then with the Shadow and Spirit Medallion, the Light Arrow cutscene will trigger, which allows you to ultimately beat the game.
And you don't even need to cross. You can use the bridge. So.
Yeah. I used to think that that's like tied to the Light Arrow cutscene being played, but apparently if you gim light arrows and you RBA the medallions, but you go around Temple of Time to not watch the cutscene, it still spawns.
Ooh, that's pretty cool, actually. Well, the way I think it's made, it's just checking if you have the medallion. If it does that, then it played the cutscene, I guess. That does make sense. It doesn't check if you got the light arrows.
Yeah, I mean, it checks three things. It checks, do you have light arrows, do you have Shadow Medallion, do you have Spirit Medallion? It could just use the flag for light arrow cutscene, which exists. Because otherwise, like if you gim light arrows, you still can trigger the light arrow cutscene, so it's not that you enter Temple of Time without light arrows, but with the medallions, and then it plays it. There's a flag that says, did the cutscene play before?
Yeah.
So yeah. You could just use that. I mean, it's a little bit easier in my opinion. But then again, there is plenty of weird stuff in OOT. Like, how recently it wasn't found recently, but no one knew it until recently. Basically, that if you learn songs, you actually learn them twice. If you get medallions, you actually get them twice. So this is super stupid. Like, you activate the blue warp, then once you get warped into the cutscene, like on the frame where you do the cutscene skip, you get the medallion. And then at the end of the cutscene, when Link holds it above his head, you get the medallion again.
Wow.
Doesn't make any sense, but that is just OT.
Yeah.
And it's actually useful for all medallions, because you have to delete the light medallion in between, so you can just warp back into the cutscene and get it again.
Yeah, I got a pretty cool stuff also. When you go underwater and then you start your diving animation, like once you're at the very max, you're just gonna go back like at the very first surface. But the way that the diving animation is used, it's use your W value, I'm guessing, or something like that, to use like to the number. So the more profund you are, like less the number is going to be small, and then if you go back, it's going to go back. But there's a place in the water temple, the compass room, that you can actually like go under the water, and you still like enter. You're still able to enter the room, but you cannot like go back in the front of the water, so your timer is gonna be stuck at 2 or 3, depending if you have a goal scale or not.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can reset the water animation, so you can redive when you get hit by an enemy. So you can actually do the like whole room without having anything else. The problem is that you cannot grab the ledge here. Just it's so random. Like
I never knew that getting hit resets it. That at least means you can escape the corridor.
Yeah, exactly. But like you cannot do anything else. But you can reset exactly. So you can go deeper there. I was like playing with that. I think everybody like does that. Like you play with stuff, find some cool stuff. Like they're useless, but yeah, that's OT for you for sure.
Yeah. So Bono got the bow. Now heading to Light Arrow cutscene, the most exciting time of this run, and this is really enjoyable.
No way. Yeah, watch out for the spoilers.
PF, they're unequipping the hover boots on like the last frame before Link grabs the ledge. It always looks like he would miss it.
Yeah.
That's always cool to see.
Light arrow cutscene. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really a stupid cutscene. Way too long.
I don't think we ever had one goal in OCS that require you to watch like arrow cutscene. I don't remember.
There was a goal which required you to finish on Light Arrow cutscene though.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's fine. You have no idea when making goals right now. Like after so many raids that you do, like you try, like even I like the way I started like playing this game is really weird because I watch a lot of the players like play, but I had no like before I started OCS, I didn't have any interest in the game. But they asked me for commenting, well, because I wanted to help. But then like I can ask the people like question to just why does it work this way. And so I learned so much, like this way.
Yeah.
But I feel like super strange. Most people just watch somebody and said, "Oh, it's not cool. I can do a couple of runs of that." So then I start making goal race, like in the season 1, like janitor challenge was my idea, but like balancing with what else.
Yeah, I really like that goal, to be honest. Yeah, would have sucked if I had like picked spin the wheel earlier and got that, because top 1 actually, I think. But that's so like back in the day I didn't really know how many keys I could get everywhere and what is fast. It was pretty hard for me to think about that quickly. So I actually got the that key in the water room in GTG.
Yeah.
Which
Oh.
like no one gets anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's the only time I ever got that key, because even in casual playthrough we don't really need it. Like, you just have to know that the first door you open goes to the left when you go to the ice arrows, and then you don't need that key at all.
Wow. 149 difference now.
I'm gonna reload the streams while we're on the cutscene.
Yeah.
I can't really tell how far apart this is because PF stopped his timer.
No, I did not catch. I think PhoenixFeather had a small, like maybe 2 more bone that Bono did.
PF should have 18, I guess. And
PF had 18, yeah.
And I guess Bono probably had 16. Like, you need 1 for the ledge clip, then you need 2 for the super slide and 1 for the cutscene skip, and PF needed 1 for the actor glitch, 1 for the mega side up, and that was it. So it should be 18 and 16.
Well, we're 1 like cutscene away to know. So no. We have Bono. It's almost done though. Almost.
So we have to ask the question, will we actually maybe see here the half collapse skip? Which doesn't use void warps. Which was also a thing for a few months before the rules were changed.
Okay, yeah. Is it a time lost or you save time by doing that?
Well, you save time over not doing void warp. Back in the day, void warp was banned.
Okay, yeah.
It was... when was it allowed actually? Maybe late 2015 or something like that? Not sure. Like, PF's PB definitely didn't have that. That was way before that. And then, shortly before it happened, there's a weird strat where you clip out of bounds and then you hit a loading zone without voiding out, and that it doesn't skip as much as void warp, and it's slower as well, and way harder. But yeah, it skipped the Stalfos fights, or the one fight.
Yeah.
So it definitely saved time over going down normally.
Yeah, I understand. That's because it was considered as a wrong warp. Okay, yeah. Huh. I wonder if PhoenixFeather know.
Well, he should know. I don't know. Like, if he doesn't know that, that would be pretty huge. Because then his only chance is dead, basically, to come back here.
Well, any death could change everything also, I guess.
Yeah, but, I mean, what is the chance that someone dies here in the end game? It's not that high, I think.
Yeah.
Like, what can happen is like like bad RNG. Well, I could see someone lose more than a minute to rock RNG at Void Warp if you get really like the point is if you so you exit there, then you have 4 hearts. You do the ledge clip, then you get hit by a rock.
Once.
Then you have 2.5 hearts. Then if you lose 1 more heart, then you can't do Void Warp anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you get hit twice, you have to kill yourself. That loses a huge amount of time. So it can definitely be an equalizer in the end.
I mean, Knuckle could also kill.
Yeah, but I can't see that happening at all. Like this is stuff you can really control yourself.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so PhoenixFeather is out of the cutscene also. Just gonna go to the bridge. You feel like so not far, but damn. Just a little cut. It's again like a minute away. been the theme of this race the whole time, I feel. Going for the double kill.
Yeah, everything else would have been surprising.
Do you like for knuckle as a goal in the bingo?
Well, it depends on the role. It's not something I would avoid. It's not something like there are goals where you just really like them and you try to pick them as much as you can. Yeah. It's not one of those, but
I really like 3 goal in bottom duel.
Yeah, it's a good goal. It's very short and you get choose and so on. It's not a bad goal. I really like to go for, like, at the moment, obviously beat Zhao because that's broken.
Of course.
Yeah, unless you have to get Childsdale in that role, then it's bad again. But yeah. Then you have your favorites. Like for example, I really like 3 Water Skulls. You have so many possibilities there. Or 5 Spirit Skulls, also a very nice goal. And then you have other players who might like Saria's song. In case of Bono, for example, he's also pretty good at bingos. Marco as well. But those players usually go for another type of row. They like to go for rows which have many strats that RTA would use. Like you don't really want to, as a bingo player, you don't really like rows where you have Beat Shadow. Because even if you have Ziel in that row, you're gonna lose time. And RTA players really excel in those rows where you have Beat Twinroa, Beat Shadow, stuff like that.
Well, we like joke a lot about Sarasong and stuff like that, but when you start and you just want to play, like, there's not many options for you. It's like when I started playing and doing bingo, like I was stuck with the Sarasong stuff just because I wanted to finish with the time, like, or something.
It's a very good goal for beginners.
Like, it might be a boring goal, but it's something that at least that you can do, and like.
Yeah, when I started out, I did that all the time because you can't lose time when you do that.
So the problem is the people that do it when like they're good. They keep going back.
Yeah, I mean there are just good rows with it, and then you have to go for it.
Yeah,
I guess.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
And now we're gonna find out what the rocks have in store for Bono here.
Yeah. Orange, please. Let's pray.
PF going for the Hess up the stairs.
So this cutscene, so many of them because of the quest.
Oh yeah, Vader quest. that's another story.
Yeah.
I always get salty when I race Beta quest. What the heck?
I think it's normal.
Yeah, I used to think it's like we usually did lockouts back in the day, and that's just you get sniped and so on. I thought it might just be that, but yeah, it's not the lockout.
It's funny, when I started I felt like Beta Quest was super easy, then I was like, oh, it's easy, I can grab everything I need. Then I started to play normal vanilla OT. I was like, oh, this is hard, but this is good. I don't have to try to find stuff forever. I can just do it.
Exactly. Like, even if you're doing a draft where you don't really get sniped, like, it's the same thing. You find the goals of your opponent. Okay, he's getting Void Warp first try here. Yeah. That's good.
Nice. Yeah, good job. Yeah, first try. Yeah, for sure.
So, looking like PF needs Ganon to win here to have a chance.
Oh.
But that won't be happening, right?
Yeah, you give it the best shot for sure. Everything would change if you had the ball skip, I feel like. That's just the sad part. Wait.
Yeah, that's actually true. If you would have went for the boat right away.
Or
oh no!
The slow climb. Oh no, man.
Oh no. The Bennis W special. If anyone knows that vid.
It's not over, but still, like I feel like it's been really interesting, just because I didn't expect PhoenixFeather to like be like so close to it. Like it was maybe one trick away, like we said. So it's like the way that we expect was more like one way win from the RT player, but now it's the more I look into it. Like it's not because you pick RT that you're gonna lose, you're gonna win or lose. Like I feel like both players have a good shot at it.
So
Let's see if Ganon is the best villain.
Also PF soon having to go for the Void Warp himself. I guess then we'll find out if he's aware of the rule change. Bono fading the Super Slide once. But he has enough bombs.
Looks like he also got the first part.
Yeah, the second one isn't RNG anymore, so you should get that every time.
Wait. Okay. What he's...
You having sound problems?
Yeah. Okay, got it.
I didn't hear anything. Yeah, Bono netting first phase here.
Yeah. Pretty good right for him.
PF failing the kiss setup.
Ooh, that's gonna be big.
Oh, that's like a double dot shame there.
That and the slow climb, yeah.
And Bono on this way to finishing off Ganon here. And that is it for him. Unless he gets a VC crash right here. It's
that
GG.
Will suck, man. Yeah, GG.
And he finished with a time of 125 flat.
Alright, man. Nice stuff. Didn't expect so much from our RTA race, let's be honest. I think we still have a kind of show, so...
Well, after watching Hyperion vs. Chris, I'm used to much more excitement even in RTA.
Yeah.
But it was still a good race.
Yeah, for sure. Which is some interesting thing. French too strong.
For a second I thought PF would have rage quitted there, but it's just in the cutscene the screen goes black.
Well, you might as well finish, right? That's what I ask the players, not try to rage quit if it was possible. But I understand it if you don't want to finish.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He might still be able to PB, actually.
Ooh, that's right.
I'm not sure how long the cannon fight. I have no idea how long the cannon fight is. I was asking myself the same question the last time, I think. I don't know. But yeah,
what was his time already?
Yeah, I'm going back to his speedruns.com page. So I know he has a 1:27. I don't know the seconds. But that's important here. He has a 1:27.14, so it's probably not happening.
Not happening, yeah. This is some delay on the stream, but that much, yes.
But it's still like more than 4 years after he got that PB. He will get again the time, which is pretty close to that.
Hey, he might still have to do more RTA in OCS playoffs, so might happen.
Yeah, if he has to face the loser of Danny versus Marco, then that's gonna happen for sure. Well, his other option would be to lose 2-0. I don't think he wants to do that.
No, then I don't think so.
He will have to race RTA.
I'm voting that PhoenixFeather go for his short lockout. That might happen, actually.
Yeah, short lockouts seem to be kind of good counterpick maybe versus RTA players.
Yeah.
But still, like, that's... it's not a safe pick at any point. And Phoenix finishes with a time of 1:28.05.
Oh, Mark was saying something interesting, actually. Yeah, I saw him state in Bonooru chat that all the French are in the same side of the bracket. That's interesting.
Yeah, and all the Germans are on the other side.
Oh! Okay.
And also, like, Torp, who's from Austria, is on our side, and Juke from Belgium is on the French side. This is just really weird how that worked out. But it's just how brackets work.
Where's the bracket? Did you... Do you have the bracket?
Do I have the bracket?
Let's see, try to find it.
Doesn't look like it.
A challenge,
is it pinned, maybe?
Okay, number link it in the chat, that's fine.
Okay, nice.
We still have 3 series that didn't even do 1 match, so that's... I really like the start of the series. I think that's the more interesting part.
It depends. Like, it depends kind of on the matchup here. It wasn't as exciting because it was kind of predictable what would happen and that Bono would probably win this. It was closer than expected, I guess. But still, I mean, a game 3 is always exciting, I think.
Sure. Hey
guys.
Hello.
Hey.
GG.
Yeah, GG, man.
Thanks, man.
So, I guess you expected to play NoIM today. Did you prepare?
Yeah, yeah. I practiced a little bit, yeah.
We were wondering, did you watch PF's stream while you ran, or did your chat inform you about what he was doing?
At the beginning, I didn't want to know. I wanted to focus on my run, but when I fuck up Spirit so badly, I wanted to know where he was at. So at the end, I knew I was ahead.
Yeah. It was for us it was still a bit tricky to see because you still had to do Spirit Hover and you had to go through Spirit, who was ahead. But then after Mirror Shield, it was clear that you still had the lead by over a minute.
Yeah.
Are you happy with your run of Wall, or you think Sensor mistake?
I'm sad about Spirit. Like, it was a pretty good run for a race before that.
Yeah, that was what I was talking about with Scara. I feel like before Spirit, you made really no mistakes. Like, I feel like you were playing really well.
Yeah.
But you know what? You made it more exciting for us, actually. So
yeah, that's what I was thinking. So yeah.
Alright,
Still happy that I won though, even with those major mistakes.
So you will face in the next round either Marco or Danny. Do you have any preferences who to run against? I mean, probably Danny might be easier to beat overall for you, but you probably don't want Marco to lose, right?
Yeah. A French battle would be nice, yeah. I'd like to face Marco.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting for sure.
So that will also be one, like Marco and Danny as well. That's like one of these matchups where two good RTA players face each other. And that will also be kind of interesting to see how that plays out, because you can only choose that once. And then
yeah, that's gonna be
like, I mean, obviously you all of you have also bingo experience, and that's always like interesting to see what of the battle modes you will pick at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to play RTA with Marco. Like,
I don't feel like no one want to play RTA.
Yeah, I don't think Marco wants to play RTA against me either. Like, it can vary so much. Like, it's so easy to do like a big mistake and.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's say if you could pick RTA and also say which category you would play, would you be more likely to do it?
I don't know. Like, Marco is good in all of the categories. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, he's a scary opponent for that, sure.
Yeah.
But talking about the other category, actually, like the other battle mode, like the way that you did it with PhoenixFeather, like what do you think about that? Like the first banning phase that you had in the first match and everything. Like, would you rechange anything if it was possible?
I don't think so. Like, I practiced short lockout and draft. That was the two like battle modes that I practiced. So I think, yeah, I made the good choices on the the pick.
Battle modes.
Yeah. So I think I would do the same if I had to do it again.
Right, cool. Sure, if anyone else in the chat have any question, or we're still really happy. To be honest, like we like to say, we didn't expect that the match to be that close. Like, not just for this series, but I think in like every other series also. So yeah. Do you have anything else, Kara? You want to talk?
It's hard to find questions that kind of are about battle modes without having to get the response that you don't want to talk about it because you still have to pick something.
That's true that you don't want to give up too much information. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. My last question is, why did you not spin the wheel? This one is for
scary, you know.
That's crazy. I feel like everybody's scared of the wheel, actually.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Well, you saw the match, Marco against Danny.
I saw it. Yeah, that was a good goal, but yeah,
okay.
scary shit.
All right, man. I think we're good then, Skara. We don't have any question.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for the race, and yeah, good luck in your next match.
Yeah, thanks for the restream.
We're gonna have a ton of other race coming up, so
exactly. So.